What's good, Humble Squad? It's your boy HumbleZiggy, and we back here with another reaction for y'all, and it's another death battle reaction for y'all, and we got Blade versus Buffy with Marvel versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer death battle. Now, you already know, the battle of the Slayers. Who gonna win? You already know this gonna be a long reaction, so I ain't even trying to do a long intro or anything. So we just gonna head straight into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials up there. And without further ado, let's get it.
Blade versus Buffy.
The Daywalker versus the Vampire Slayer.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. They are known by many names: Revenant, Vortolai, Nosferatu.
Vampires. When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of those who stalk the night is the one who can walk the day, Blade.
Is that really his costume?
Hang on.
Now there's a man who doesn't file his taxes. Blade is one of the coolest superheroes ever, and basically kickstarted the comic book movie craze.
And yet, he is also seemingly the only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously, nobody talks about this.
Blade doesn't need anyone's help. He'll just aura farm by himself.
Even Blade's birth was hardcore. Just as the young Eric Brooks' mother was in labor, her attending doctor turned out to be the vampire Deacon Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave birth.
This infused Eric with Frost's vampiric blood, turning him half human, half vampire. A Dampier.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers, but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric would hone these abilities under the tutelage of vampire hunter Jamal Lafari, sharpening him into a blade that would rape the vampire plague for good.
Blade is strong and fast enough to toss around 1,000-pound demons and cut bullets out of the air. He can keep up with Wolverine, who can deflect Cyclops' light-speed optic blasts. And his Kevlar DuPont armor helped him take the top of Countdown's castle exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately and sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses. Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies.
So it's like, forget blood, I'll drink your powers. I don't need your blood, nah. Fuck the blood, I'ma freaking get your powers.
Of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Yes,
that makes it more better. A freaking vampire hunter who can freaking do karate too? Nah, son. At that point, I don't even want to mess with you. You are, not only you can bite me, you can take powers away from me, and when you want to do hands-on, you gonna smoke my ass. And hell, I can't even try to shoot you because you got that half vampire in you. So what the fuck a bullet gonna do? Unless it's a silver bullet, what the fuck a regular bullet's gonna do?
Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter School of Kung Fu.
While the only martial art he's been stated to know is Krav Maga, we know he's mastered more. So for the full scope of his martial...
So basically, look at these abilities, and we gotta remember this. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. For these death battles, for the certain people, I gotta remember their stats. So his abilities are blood-sucking fangs, magical energy siphoning, hypersenses, immortality, of course. So if anyhow Buffy gonna wanna start shooting him, that ain't gonna happen. Regeneration, shapeshifting, berserk mode, and martial arts. So the key points for me is the immortality, and the shapeshifting. But mostly for me is the immortality, because if she's trying to slay the vampire, don't try any bullets or anything like that. And even if you did try to slay him, he's got regeneration, so it's gonna be impossible to try to kill this man.
Arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
By looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, Kickboxing, Shotokan Karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy takedowns, and I guess you could call him Marvel's Batman.
Blade's training progressed smoothly until Afari was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously, Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this? He's right there!
Forced to murk his surrogate dad, Blade would have to wage his war alone.
Nursing a wound within him that would never heal. A hole that could never be filled.
Not with that attitude. Blade took a page out of the Book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable. He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
Handguns, assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katana.
Speaking of glorious Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium. A variant of the metal that is mass-producible.
It may not be quite as strong as Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
Naturally, Blade has even more swords. His Atlantean ones can slice through magical enchantments. The Word Sword can harm intangible demons, and the Justiciar can slay fallen angels.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff he can pull out of his ass, like a Hellfire shotgun that burns your soul, or hypodermic needles filled with vampire blood. Seems kinda dumb to turn people into vampires, but it does make them more vulnerable to Blade's arsenal.
All that pales in comparison to the arch weapon of hell in Blade's possession, the breathing gun. It is a living firearm that hisses in the presence of demonic forces. Its sentient bullets chase its victims down. The wounds they cause cannot be healed, and if they get lodged in your body, they'll slowly devour you from the inside out. They can even hurt Hell Lords and even greater threats like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Blade took everything he had and fought his one-man war for almost 100 years.
He's battled hordes of vampires.
So Buffy, you better not get shot with that bullet. That bullet gon' eat. Nah, son. You always hear rappers always talking about bullets gonna eat you, this and that. Nah, that bullet will literally eat you.
While skydiving.
That bullet will actually eat your insides.
And even took on Spider-Man like Miles Morales, who could absorb the energy of a bomb that could destroy Harlem. Blades even bested the spirit of vengeance, Zarathos.
And while he occasionally allied with teams like the Avengers, he prefers to work alone.
I probably would too if they only cared about me when I was helping them and not ridding the world of, you know, vampires.
That, and Blade is scared of what he might do if he loses control, because he does have one classic vampire weakness, a thirst for blood. Blah.
Even more so after he had a daughter, Brielle, whom he avoided for fear of endangering her. If his bloodlust does overwhelm him, he will enter a berserker rage, skyrocketing his strength at the cost of his sanity.
Though it does make him even better at killing vamps. He's made a cottage industry out of whooping Dracula's ass.
Dracula is unsurprisingly powerful, capable of summoning a thunderstorm that covered all of Boston with a wave of his hand.
Drac apparently didn't hold a grudge though, since he eventually made Blade the sheriff of vampires, a vampire nation in the ruins of Chernobyl.
Amazingly, Dracula has even given Blade some of his own blood, which allows him to shapeshift into multiple forms, like a wolf, a horde of bats, or a cloud of mist.
So he can force his way inside your body and blow you up from the inside out, Ant-Man style.
What is with you with the Ant-Man? Blade's hatred of vampires is only matched by his hatred of himself. However, when Brielle showed signs of vampiric powers, Blade finally found a reason to reconnect with his daughter, training her the same way Afari trained him a century prior.
Even after Blade was possessed by the first vampire ever and tried to take over the planet, Brielle put her dad's teachings to the test, saving both him and the world.
And proving that Blade's lonely war need not be so lonely anymore. With his daughter at his side, and also this plant creature pet called Boy Thing, let Marvel's vampires beware. For should they indulge their unnatural urges, they will be sure to meet their end at the tip of his blade.
Okay.
Today's battle is...
Okay, we ain't trying to hear your ass. So we got that out the way for Blade. So now, let's get into Buffy.
First $5 lineup.
Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Let's see what you got, Buffy.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
For thousands of years, a new Slayer would be granted incredible powers and was destined to die young in battle against evil, passing their powers on to the next Slayer, and the next, and so on. That is, until the newest Slayer would change everything. Buffy Ann Summers.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the savior of humanity. Buffy's only goals in life were, in her own words, graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
But that would all change when the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slaying, and she became so efficient that she burned down her school. Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale, California to start a new life, far away from any more bloodsuckers and bad makeup.
Unfortunately, small problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the boundary between Earth and Hell is permeable.
Yeah, that's...
Who was the contractors? I gotta talk to the contractors. Why the hell are we back? Why the hell did you build the school underneath a damn... Nah, I would have called them contractors and what they say this school is buried under? Built under?
Unfortunately, small problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the boundary
What? So y'all didn't... I get it, maybe it's because, but still. Why? Nah, I would have to talk to them, whoever the contractor was, whoever had the blueprint saying, we're going to build it right here on top of this, and didn't at least do some research. You know what? Whoever was them, y'all would have got fired that day. I would have to sue y'all asses. Nah.
Yeah, that sounds like the Valley, alright. Along with new Watcher Giles, Wallflower Willow, part-time bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel, magical retcon sister Dawn, and... Xander. Buffy and her Scooby Gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
And we mean truly never-ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics, and 128 novels. Tens of thousands of pages of Buffy lore you've never heard of.
But we're just crazy enough to speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's...
Hey, shout out to people who freaking are dedicated. Hey, this is what I'm saying with me personally. There are certain things if you give me and if I'm actually interested in it, straight up, I'll watch whatever it's comics or movies, shows, whatever. If I'm interested, if it looks interest to me, I don't care what anybody says. You can say what you want, you have your opinion, but to me, if it's interested to me enough, then I'll watch it. And hey, y'all already know me. Let it be a wrestling thing, boy, I am on that bitch. Without a shadow of a doubt. But hey, big shout out to people who read like the comics, watch the show. Because I remember in my childhood hearing about this show or so, just never watched it. But it's in the title. You get the premise of what the title is. So obviously.
Wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in gorgon venom that can turn you to stone. Though she's also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy water, just about anything.
You said it! When she fought an ancient demon unable to be killed by any weapon forged in his time, Buffy introduced his stupid ass to the 20th century.
She's also a master of Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Well, then at that point, she will... Nah, I'm kidding. Let me shut up. Because once you And I like how with the wrestling they showed Rainy Man. Hold on, who they showed for the wrestling?
The 20th century.
She's also a master of Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling.
Hey, shout out. Rest in peace to Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior.
Karate, Kung Fu, Wushu, Tai Chi, Kendo, Capoeira, and Taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's Kung Fu movie masters could learn a thing or two.
No kidding. Thanks to her Slayer senses, her reflexes are fine-tuned enough to dodge close-range Gatling gun fire, lightning bolts from the sky, and even beams of light. She's kept up with another Slayer, Faith, who can dodge laser beams from point-blank range.
Buffy's strong enough to bend rebar, punch this 4.5-ton bat monster into the air, and, smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her
Damn.
armor, she can survive massive explosions.
Well, damn. I know about rocking the bed, but imagine rocking the entire building? That's crazy.
4.5-ton bat monster into the air, and, smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her lack of armor, she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephrilion's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals fast enough to be totally fine by the next episode.
One time, Angel sucked out almost all of the blood from her body, and she survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly resilient to esoteric attacks, like when she expelled this misty shadow demon trying to possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
Or that time she jumped into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
She might not show physical scars, but she sure has emotional ones. Being the Slayer put a huge burden on Buffy's life.
Unable to live normally, she felt isolated, forced
obviously.
to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis. Sure, she had.
Think about it. Wouldn't you feel some? Wouldn't you have some mental trauma and whatnot? Imagine every single day of every single life, you gotta worry about killing these damn vampires and any other type of monsters out there, and thinking that you could still live a normal life when obviously you can't. Gotta worry every single goddamn day. I might have some mental trauma from this shit. I would have some mental trauma from that shit. Who wouldn't?
Isolated, forced to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis.
And if you saying you
she
wouldn't, you
had
lying.
friends, but they couldn't understand her unique struggle.
Like when Angel turned evil after he took her virginity and tried to destroy the world. That must be one of those metaphors.
Sometimes the worst enemies are the ones you can't fight and who don't fight back.
Made even worse by her having all the memories of the other Slayers bouncing around in her head, dating back to the Stone
That
Age.
too.
Buffy has dreamt of every battle a Slayer has ever fought, and can call upon those skills in a fight, even subconsciously.
But this includes the memories of their deaths. Countless women violently dying young, a reminder of her inevitable fate.
A fate that came to pass when she fought the Hell God Glory. After leaping into Glory's reality-ending interdimensional hole,
A glory hole, if you will.
Buffy sacrificed
Really?
herself to save the universe, dying a hero's death.
It appears my glory hole joke was poorly timed.
Finally freed
You
of
think?
her unfair earthly responsibilities, Buffy's soul ascended to heaven in perfect bliss. Until her friends brought her back to life in the agony of existence! This absolutely crushed Buffy, and ironically, annihilated her will to live.
Oh, that's rough, Buffy. But with the show renewed for more seasons, she had to nut up and continue her endless crusade against all things Spirit Halloween.
Buffy's battled for 48 hours straight, defeated vampires immune to traditional vampiric weaknesses, and destroyed the Sword of Sano, which caused the Great Hanshin earthquake.
And of course, both Buffy and her friends have defeated countless immensely powerful demons.
Like the Queller Demon, which arrived as a meteor and caused the Tunguska explosion, which destroyed over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Or the Sorrow Demon, which caused a storm that blanketed Los Angeles.
She's also a match for Angel, who survived a blast that could rupture a continental shelf, and took hits from Whistler, whose magic contained a bomb that could vaporized London.
She even faced off against the first evil, literally the embodiment of all evil that predates reality itself.
Forced into battles against stronger and stronger baddies, Buffy clearly needed something to even the odds. The Slayer safe!
It's actually a Bardiche.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. This thing is bullshit.
Containing the essence of Buffy's Slayer powers and created to defeat ancient demons, the scythe can deflect magical projectiles and slice through just about anything. Ghosts, magic, even space itself, destabilizing reality in the process.
Even Silas, the devourer of worlds. Kinda like Galactus, but instead of chomping on planets, he eats the multiverse. And there goes his head.
The scythe is easily the most powerful tool in her arsenal. In effect, attaining it completed Buffy, as though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And thousands more reasons for any wannabe demon conqueror to stay away from Earth. Because unless you want to get your blood all over her stylish yet affordable boots, you'll steer clear of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. Hey, as you know, it's Skeletober.
You already know. Trying to hear that. Alright, so.
Deathbattle.gg. That's www.deathbattle.gg.
Happy Skeletober!
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a live-action death battle!
This is live action. This is the first time I've seen them do a live action one. They really went all out for this one. And Buffy.
We were kings, long before they had a name for kings. What now? Starved, hunted, forgotten. You have waited long enough. Tonight, we remember who we were. Tonight, we take back what was always ours. Tonight, we feast.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Here's my thing. I'm still gonna watch the action. It's just when it comes, all I can say is when I was little, and granted, let's be honest, and look, you can, if you tell me you wasn't like this, and you say, oh nah, it wasn't that, you full of shit. Me and vampires, whether vampires or zombies or so, basically anything that involves biting me and I'm dying instantly, no thank you. So I'm still gonna watch it, but just know that I might be doing this from time to time, like right now, because I ain't trying to see that.
It's just the start.
Alright. Alright, I'm good. DJ still playing music, what the fuck? Double trouble. Ah. Damn. You done. Watch out, Blade. Ooh. Suplex. Not the super. Wait a minute. I feel like that's Xavier Woods. I ain't gonna lie. Why he look like Xavier Woods in this angle? Just from this type of angle, like. Kinda right here, he looks like WWE's Xavier Woods. I could be wrong, but it's whatever. Nope. You got bit. Sorry, baby girl. You got to go.
Wait!
Can't wait on shit.
Dude's just a kid!
Not anymore.
Hold on, is there captions? Them both. And look here, I don't want nobody saying, oh, he shouldn't. Because I know I guarantee you there's somebody of them out there that whenever this type of thing is happening, they'll be saying, oh, this shouldn't be happening. Shut the fuck up. They're both Slayer. The whole men should not be hitting women thing. Not when it comes to something like this. You got two Slayers right here. And one of them is half a demon. So I don't know. And the other one, she's strong as shit. And knows multiple. So I don't want to hear nothing. This bitch, respectfully when I say it, but she died and came back up to life. So I don't want to hear no shit. Now we can continue. I don't want to hear no shit about I don't know man eating woman this and all that. Not when it comes to this. Alright, I'm gonna shut up. To be honest, I forgot to say who I thought was gonna win, but fuck it. At this point, I've learned to not even care about who wins or so. I just want to see the battle for myself. And maybe in the outcome, we'll see. That ain't gonna work on him. That ain't gonna work on him.
You out your damn mind?
My boy said, that boy said, bitch, what you trying to do? Nah. He literally said, bitch, you crazy?
You out your damn mind?
Said, bitch, what you trying to do? Damn, sit on the toilet. If he hits the... If anyhow he goes berserk, you're done for. If anyhow he hits that berserk mode, you're done for, Buffy.
Amateur hour. There's always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
Damn. Are you looking? Damn. Ooh, the maggot gun. Yeah, that's gonna... I think he shot... That had to be from the maggot gun. If that's so, yeah, she's done. Because that's gonna eat in her. That bullet is literally gonna eat all up inside her, so she's done. She's literally done.
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Bring it on.
Unless I'm wrong. Bam. Ay, there goes that one. Sword and the head. Well, damn.
Looks like you got ahead of yourself.
Really?
KO! To be Blade tenured no longer. I'm surprised. I figured with Blade's many years of comic book history, he'd have the edge.
Believe it or not, Buffy is actually in more comics than Blade.
Really?
Damn.
Man, Blade can't catch a break.
Let's break this down into 4 categories. First up, stats. Buffy's
Stats.
lifted much heavier things and survived more significant explosions.
Like, sure, Blade's strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Scaling to the monsters they...
I mean, he's got a point. If you were literally boning so hard, fuck the bed moving, when you're making the whole entire room, the entire building moving, then look, it's a funny thing, but I'm just saying. Do you know how much power you have to be doing while doing that action to make not just the bed move, not just your not just your whoever is, you have to make the entire building be moving. So I'm just saying.
Strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Scaling to the monsters they fought, compare Dracula creating a storm that covered Boston to the Sorrow Demon creating
Just
a
saying,
storm that covered
but
Los Angeles.
whatevs.
A city over 5 times larger. You might be able to compare Blade to Spider-Man like Miles, who absorbed a bomb that could blow up Harlem, but that's significantly weaker than Whistler containing a blast that could wipe out London. They could both dodge light beams, but that doesn't keep Buffy from taking the overall edge in stats.
Blade's used used to being the odd man out though, so his versatility is just as important.
With Blade's numerous powers and massive arsenal, he certainly could have overwhelmed the more straightforward Buffy.
Machine guns and magic swords are generally gonna beat out crossbows and morning stars. Not to mention, he actually wears armor.
Also, Blade's faster healing factor and immunity to traditional vampire weaknesses kept Buffy on the back foot for a time. Blade wins versatility.
Yeah, that's what
But
I was saying. If anyhow she was trying to go and stab him or so, it wouldn't work. It won't just do the normal stabbing or whatever. It wouldn't work. Why do you think when she was shooting them crossbows or so, or even getting one in there, he wasn't dying?
comes to skill, Buffy's got plenty of experience fighting armed opponents barehanded.
Both of them were masters of a similar number of martial arts.
And Blade has been kicking vampire ass for a century, way longer than Buffy's even been alive.
While Blade may have more personal experience, Buffy's ability to draw on Slayer battles dating back to the Stone Age, at least 40 times older than Blade, gives her the superior skill. Even then, they both had weapons and abilities so powerful they could end the fight instantly, regardless of all else.
They're trump cards. Fortunately for Buffy, she actually countered almost all of what Blade could throw at her.
Withstanding Blade draining her energy with his bite? Check.
Resisting the Hellfire shotgun destroying her soul? Check.
Preventing Blade turning to mist and exploding her from the inside out? Check.
Meanwhile, Blade had no way to survive, say, Buffy's Gorgon venom turning him to stone.
And even with the deadly and just plain gross breathing gun, Blade did not have anything as potent as the Slayer sight. It could easily deflect the breathing gun's bullets back at him, or use its space-cutting ability to slice through his unbreakable adamantium sword.
Don't believe us? Even Wolverine's adamantium skeleton was cut in half when a portal closed on top of him. That's the same kind of thing.
And Wolverine's beta adamantium skeleton is a much tougher version of the same metal.
Oh, and since the Scythe could kill Silas, a multiverse-devouring god, I think it could take down Blade with a big enough swing.
Giving Buffy the final advantage over the Daywalker.
Really thought Blade had a chance, but Buffy sure put a damn fear on things.
The winner is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Next time on Death Battle.
What we got for next time?
Subscribe and join as a member to...
So we got Dante from Devil May Cry versus Clive from Final Fantasy. And it's crazy that I watched the anime version of Devil May Cry on Netflix. So can't wait to see how that
More
works.
Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Alright then. I gotta say, that's the first time I've actually seen the live action for like the death battles and whatnot, for this one in particular. So hey, shout outs to them. And why I have a strange feeling that if when I look through these comments, they're always gonna say woman power. That's that woman power. Come on now. I ain't saying, look, I ain't trying to be all that now and such. It's not about even that or so. It's just, come on now. Like, y'all may not seen it now, but I'm literally reading a comment. The first comment that it said, not the pinned one by them, but the first comment says, Blade lost because Marvel refused to do anything with his character. Damn. And I hope Blade Buffy has an axe. Another one says, I hope Blade would cut off the wing or so. Saying Buffy has an axe that cut through dimensions and used to kill a multi-dimensional being. Yeah, it's GG's, bro. Pack it up. I mean, yeah. Once you got a blade that can literally cut freaking dimensions worth of villains or whatnot, yeah, it's over for you. So, but hey, shout out to Death Battle. Y'all let me know in the comments below, did they do the right thing? Cause I know 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, as people who be watching some death battles, there be some, I guarantee you there were some arguments whenever they hearing them. So we'll see. But let me know in the comments below if you think this is the right choice or not. And if you made it to the end, comment down below fangs, and that makes me know you made it this far. But It's been your boy HumbleZiggy signing out. Stay positive, keep the vibes up. I'm out.